Hi everybody. So in this video, we're going to look at the roots of a quartic equation. And this is where the highest power is x to the 4. So like we saw in the previous video on the roots of a cubic equation, the sum of all the roots we call the sum of alpha. And this is related to b over a. We have to divide the left-hand side by a to make the coefficient of this x to the 4 equal to 1. And when you divide everything by a, we get b over a, and this is the sum of the individual roots. The sum of all possible products of two roots we call the sum of alpha beta, and this is what you get when we have the c divided by a. Then we have the sum of all possible products of three roots, which is alpha beta gamma, and this is related to d divided by a. And then finally we have the sum of all possible products of four roots, which is the sum of alpha beta gamma delta, and this is related to e divided by a. And you'll know from our previous videos on quadratics and cubics that the signs alternate between, in this case, a plus, a minus, a plus, and a minus. So this is something to bear in mind when we work out these different values, okay? So if we look at example 1, we've been asked to work out the sum of the individual roots for part A, and we're told that the roots are alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. So the first thing we need to do is to divide the left hand and the right hand side by 2, because that will make this coefficient of x to the 4 equal to 1. So we'll have x to the 4 plus 3 over 2 x cubed plus the 4 divided by 2 x squared minus the 6 divided by 2 plus the 4 divided by 2. And when you divide 0 by 2, you get 0. And if I just include the signs, we've got the negative, positive, negative, and positive. So if we want the sum of the individual roots, which we denote as the sum of alpha, well, this will be the b divided by a. And because it is a negative 3 over 2, the sum of alpha will be negative 3 over 2. And then for part b, the sum of all possible products of the two roots, alpha beta, well, this will be the c over a term, which is 2. So this will be equal to 2. For part c, the sum of all possible products of the three roots, alpha, beta, gamma, well, this will be the negative 3, which is positive 3. And then for d, the sum of all possible products of four roots, so alpha, beta, gamma, delta, this will be the positive 2. And we can use these to work out part E. We've been asked to work out 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta and so on. And we can work this out as alpha, beta, gamma plus alpha, beta, delta plus alpha, gamma, delta plus beta, gamma, delta, all divided by alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Because what will happen is that this alpha, beta, and gamma will cancel with these three, so we're left with 1 over delta. This alpha, beta, delta will cancel with these three, so we're left with 1 over gamma. And the same will happen with the other two terms. And we know the numerator is the sum of all possible products of the three roots, which we know is 3. And the denominator we have here, this is 2. So for part E, this will simplify to 1.5 or 3 over 2. Okay?